Alright, what's going on guys, it's your boy Zilchi and welcome back to another solo leveling Arise video. In today's video, we are going to be taking a look at a updated best artifact to run for Sun Jinwoo, the best gear and artifacts to run for him since my last video that I did make about the best gear and artifacts to use for him, right? In the last one, I mentioned that the arm set with crit pieces might be the best, but we ended up changing that and I'll show you guys what we changed it to in a second here. But before we hop in, if you guys are new to the channel and aren't in the Discord, definitely join the Discord. The link will be in the description. If you are new to the channel as well, hit that subscribe button. We are on the road to surpassing Mr. Beast. Our goal this year is to get to where Mr. Beast is, right? If you guys want to help me out with that, definitely hit that subscribe button if you're new. All right, so we're here over at the artifact section. As you can see, I am running the toughness set on the left side and I am running the expert set on the right side. Before I ended up making all my like Sun Jinwoo's best builds and stuff like that, I was actually running the arm set for him because they gave me the most crit, and I did think at the time that pure attack probably was his best build. However, over time, as I've been using all of these equips a lot, right, I've come to the conclusion that each equip actually does its role for different stages, right? So I'm going to show you guys exactly what I'm talking about here. So for example, right, I'm going to talk about his best set right now in the game for him, and that's probably, or not probably, pretty much it's going to be the toughness set. We'll take a look at what it does. You guys probably already know what it does by now, but we're going to go ahead and take a look at it again. Toughness set, 2-set effect, the user's critical hit rate increases by 8%. 4-set effect, the user's critical hit damage increases by 32%. All right, so you don't technically have to run all 4 set, right? What you could do, and what a lot of people actually do, is they run 2 set of each. So you could run 2 set of the toughness set, right? Or you could also run 2 set of the armor set, right? So now you have two toughness and then 2 arm set, right? So you can do that. That is a way to build your Sun Jinwoo, right? But I do think that you want to run all 4 because the buff that you get from running all 4 pieces of whatever set you're using is a lot better than just 2 overall. But again, it's not a bad idea to run 2 and 2. All right, I did do that for a time as well. All right, so each of my piece here, as you can see, they give me attack, crit hit rate. This one only gives defense, so I have defense and crit rate. If I could find one that gives me crit rate, then an additional attack somewhere in the stats right here, then I'd be running that. This one gives me additional attack percent. I do not have crit rate on this, but I don't need it because my crit rate, actually, if you take a look, is already at 50%. We could get that higher in terms of how much we can get here. We can probably ideally want that at 5,000, but for now, this is what I have. Let's take a look at the other ones. This boot right here, amazing, all right? I got so lucky with this boot. You have no idea how I've been hunting for good boots for this guy. I got this a while back. I forgot which video it was, but I did get that and I was excited because I got the hit rate +1. I got the hit damage, and the other ones are pretty good as well, right? The other subsets. So that's his best set right now for sure, and that is the toughness set because crit hit damage in this game for a time before global launch was actually broken, so we actually didn't see that stat. But now that they did fix it, he's a lot stronger with crit hit damage, right? And that goes for a lot of other characters as well, like Shaheen, right? This is one of her best sets, and Alicia is also one of her best sets, right? Because they scale off of crit and attack and stuff like that, right? The next best set for him on the left side, right here, if we take a look, is actually going to be the armored set, right? Take a look at what I have. I thought I had a piece here that had, anyways. What we have here is the armored set. We take a look at what it does, right? The armed, not armored, armed. There you go. So the 2-set effect, the user's attack increases by 5%. 4-set, when attacking, the user ignores 15% of the target's defense, which is very good, right? Again, DPS is king in this game, and this is a very good DPS set for him to be running. Again, the stats that you want to roll for when it comes to the headpiece, arm piece, is attack and crit rate, and if you can get attack percent as well, that's obviously his best stat. Its attack percent on Jinwoo is better than the actual additional attack, right? So I think that's what you want to be hunting for in terms of his substats for the hat, right? It goes for all of the pieces as well, right? So the next one after that would be the Dragon Knight helmet, in my opinion. okay? In my opinion, I think this is his third best because of just how much you're getting from the core attack, right? So at the end of every attack that Jinwoo does, maybe not the ult, it might not count towards the ult, but every end of like basic attacks and stuff like that, you're getting an 18% increase in damage. And then with the 4 set, you get an increase core attack damage by 18%. And when an attack hits, charges the user's core gauge by 60%, right? So that's very, very strong for him. So again, it's going to be the same substats that you're looking for when it comes to farming for these equips, right? So those are probably his top 3 right now, right? Honorable mentions, okay? This is what we're going to do, honorable mentions. The ultimate set right here, the one-hit kill, very good artifacts for him, right? We'll take a look at what it does. 2 set effect, increase ultimate skill damage by 25%. 4 set, decreases the ultimate skill cooldown by 40%. So this is actually really good. This is probably Choi's best set. And that's the fire guy, this guy right here. You see his icon at the top. Because Choi at 5-star, well, that's his best set when you get him to 5-star, right? Choi at 5-star, his ult actually does so much, right? For Sun Jinwoo, this is also really good because you already know his ult is probably his highest damaging attack. And if you have this, it's literally, as it says, one-hit kill. So you probably get to farm your ult a lot and just kill the boss as quickly as possible. So that's what I would suggest using this for, right? The next one would probably be the Destroyer set, and that's the last one that I'll be talking about for Sun Jinwoo in terms of honorable mentions here. So those are the top 5 for him, right? So we have Toughness, Armed, what is it? Solid Foundation, the one-hit kill, and now we're looking at the Destroyer set. Let's take a look at what the Destroyer set does. 2 set effect, increase power gauge acquisition rate by 20%. When the battle starts, charges the user's power gauge by 50% and also increase the user and their team members' power gauge acquisition rate by an additional 20%, right? So you're doing a lot of damage with this as well through the power acquisitions. And yeah, that's pretty much it for that set. Not much to talk about, right? Again, with all of these sets, you want to mainly hunt for additional attack percent, and crit rate. Because again, in my best build video, if you guys want to see an updated build video, by the way, because I do have some builds for you, okay? Let me know in the comments. We put everything into strength. So we don't have anything in agility, perception, vitality, intelligence, anything in that, right? So everything's in strength right now. So you want to go for pieces that give you vitality if you can, or the crit rate, because that's where you're going to get your crit rate, right? Again, crit rate and crit damage is exactly what you want to go for. So on the left side, that's his best set right there. Toughness, then Armed, and Solid Foundation. So those 3, top 3 in my opinion. Sorry, I had to cough right there. I had to cough. On the right side, we have the Expert set, which is his best set on the right side as well, in my opinion. Right, so take a look at what it does. Expert 2 set effect, when landing a critical hit, the user has a 25% chance to increase attack by 0.8%, stacking up to 100 times. Cooldown is 1 second. 4 set effect, increase activation rate to 50%, and attack increase effect to 1.6. So this goes hand in hand with the crit. The more you crit, you have a higher chance of getting your attack raised by 0.8, and now if you have the 4, that goes up to 1.6, right? And a 50% chance. And for 100 times, which is crazy. You see the actual stats at the bottom of your screen as well, above the health bar, so you get to see that actually in action. On this side, what you want to hunt for is attack and crit hit damage, right? I don't know actually if this top piece and bottom piece give anything except additional HP and additional MP, right? But you can get the attack in the substats as well. So crit hit damage is what you want to hunt for, and attack in the substats for those 2. And this one, you can get additional attack, and you want dark damage for this, plus additional attack. And if you can get crit damage, go ahead, get the crit damage, because you're going to see an increase in the overall damage that you do with Sun Jinwoo, right? So now we're going to take a look at the next best set for him, right? And that is probably the red-eyed bracelet, all right? Which is the champion on the field, right? This set is very, very good. In my opinion, it's right there neck and neck with the Expert set, okay? Let's take a look at what it does. 2 set effect, increases the user's attack by 5% for 4 seconds when landing a critical hit. Obviously, if you take a look at the Expert set one more time, when landing a critical hit, the user has a 25% chance to increase attack by 0.8%. So, why they're both very good. Okay, they're both very good. As you can see, they have similar effects. Increase user attack by 5%, and this one has a 25% chance, or actually let's say a 50% chance to increase the attack to 1.6%. So technically this one's giving you a bigger boost, right? 4 set, the attack increase effect can now stack limited to 4 instances. The reason why this expert set is probably a lot better is because it can stack up to 100 times, whereas this one you only get a 4 instance to stack, right? So that's pretty good, right? Pretty good. And again, it's the same thing in terms of what you want to hunt for in the stats: crit damage, attack, and attack percent if you can, right? The next best set would be the Executioner set. But the Executioner set, you really want to use the arm set with this, right? Let's take a look what it does. When attacking enemies with 40% or less HP, increase the user's damage dealt by 8%. That's with the 2 set. And at the 4 set, you have HP condition changes to 70% and damage increase effect increases to 20%. All right, so overall, it wants you to do a lot of damage, okay? It wants you to do as much damage as you can. If you run it with the arm set, you already get a 5% increase in attack with the 2 set. And then when the health is below, what was it, 40%? I think it was, right? Then you ignore their defense by 15%, which is very good, right? So this helps you get that extra damage with the arm set. And that's pretty much all the sets that I want. No, I lied. Honorable mentions, right? We have the Viridescent set, the Concentration of Firepower. All right, this is a very good set if you want to rush, like speed run. For example, it would be very good for the new Battlefield of Time if you're playing against Igris, right? This is actually pretty good. We'll take a look what it does. 2 set effect: increase the user's skill MP consumption rate by 20%, but increases the user's damage dealt by 5% and decreases the user's basic skills cooldown by 5%. The 4 set effect increases damage increase effect to 18% and cooldown reduction effect of basic skills to 18%. So this set is very good if you want to speedrun the time events, right? So for Jinwoo, a lot of the Battlefield of Time, you can use it and you'll see yourself doing a lot of damage really fast, and you're not going to run out of too much MP, right? Because this helps you reserve that. So very good set for him, right? The next one would be this the Berserker set. That's probably the last one. On this side, I think the other ones aren't that good for him. Right, we can take a look what it does. 2 set effect: when the user has 50% HP or less, their damage dealt increases by 15%. The 4 set effect: HP condition changes to 70% and damage dealt increases increase to 30%. Right, so this is good, but it's not as good as the other ones. I think the other ones out damage this one. Even though you're getting a lot of damage dealt increase, I think the main attack ones for these ones are a lot better than this one, right? So yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of his best artifacts and gear that you want to be running for him. We can take a look at which weapons would probably be the best for him. I do have a bunch of videos on his best weapons, right? So if we go here, the very first one I'm going to tell you guys right now, if you have the Plum Sword, this is probably his best weapon right now for him, alongside the Moon Shadow and the Scythe, all right? So these 3 right there, best weapons for Sun Jinwoo, right? If you want to combo it, I'd say the Plum with the Moon Shadow, or the Plum with the Scythe, or the Moon Shadow with the Scythe. Very good combos, right? For the new Battlefield of Time Igris, the Book and the Bow and Arrow, very good. The Huntsman and the Bow and Arrow, also very good. And the West Wind with the Bow and Arrow, also very good. The West Wind is his hardest hitting weapon because of the fact that it's hard. Like, let's take a look at what it does. So at 5 stars, I should just read everything real quick. This is the only one I'm going to read because not a lot of people know about the West Wind for some reason. I get comments all the time of people selling their West Wind and they regret it because they see videos of people actually destroying events with this thing, right? So if Secret Bullet hits when there are no targets within 5 meters range, increase user damage by 75%. Already insane. 1 star Secret Bullet skill effect change to a charging skill, so you can charge it. The damage increases up to 130%, depending on how much time is spent charging it. So if you charge it all the way, you do a lot more damage, right? So a 2 star increased wind damage by 8%. So if you're going to use this, you should use a wind bracelet with Jinwoo instead of the dark damage bracelet, because you're not using a dark weapon, right? 3, You get when Secret Bullet hits, applies the West Wind effect. West Wind increases the damage of Secret Bullet by 30% and it stacks up to 5 times. Okay, when Secret Bullet fails to hit, deletes all the stacks, unfortunately, but still very good. Duration is 30 seconds, right? The cooldown is 10 seconds. 4-star decreases the cooldown of Secret Bullet by 15%, so this comes back really fast, like, and it is noticeable. Okay, it is very noticeable because the 10-second cooldown is crazy. Okay, 10-second cooldown, so you use this back to back many times you want because it's very fast. 5-star, when landing a critical hit with the Secret Bullet, decreases cooldown by 9 seconds. The cooldown is 10 seconds. This is a crazy weapon. Okay, and they actually did nerf this weapon a little bit ago. I think on global launch they did nerf it, so, but it's still very good. It's his strongest, hardest hitting weapon in the game for him. But yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of his gear and artifacts that you want to use for Sun Jinwoo. So yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, hit that like button. Again, subscribe if you are new so we can take over the world instead of Mr. Beast. Okay, we're gonna pass Mr. Beast. We're gonna take him over because he just recently took over TCs. Now it's our turn. We're against the algorithm. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, hit that like button, comment, share, and subscribe, and see you guys in the next one. Peace.